Hey everybody, it's your girl Nisha, aka Nisha the Voice. How you guys doing? And welcome to Industry Conversations 101. So as you guys can hear in the background, like I am waiting to bring my boy Jay Holiday in the room tonight. I love this song. We all know him from, songs like Bed and Suffocate and the infamous album, his debut album, In the Back of My Lack, that was pretty much, one of the top songs in early 2000s. And everybody was basically on it. This I think this single basically tipped off his career. Everybody was pretty much waiting to find out who this infamous person was. So waiting for everybody to get into the room. But I see my boy is waving. Want to bring him into the room tonight.
What it do?
Hey!
What it do?
Oh, I
What it
love it.
do?
I love it. I love it. You love it every time we touch it. I want it. You
I hear
want it.
you.
Want it. Okay.
You doing the wrong thing. You should be singing, girl.
You know what? Like, everybody was like, yo, when I was like, yo, my boy's gonna be on the show tonight, I was like, okay, look, like definitely, like I am so excited to have you on the show tonight.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, everybody whatsoever knows you from, the hit single Bed and, Suffocate, which
hmm
pretty much, two of my favorite songs from you anyway. So tell us, what have you been? Because I know you've been behind the scenes doing little things, and I know you working on, your new album that's going to drop sometime next year. And you also have a single that's coming out as well. So tell us what
Yeah,
you've been up to.
man. Just been chilling, man. Out here maintaining in this pandemic. That's first of all. But
Yeah,
pre-pandemic, just working on different things. Shot a movie. Um, just always constantly recording. You know what I mean? Just dropped a mixtape, Vacation. Uh, just being me, man. Just laid back, staying out the way. Went viral a couple times, so I had to fall back a little bit. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
you know how that go. My dog over here playing
yeah.
with his toy. Get out of here with that. I'm listening. My bad.
Yeah, so of course, and I mean, there's so many questions, so many things that that I do want to talk about with you tonight. But let's talk about the mixtape Vacation.
Uh-huh.
So just going through the whole track list, which I know the lead single Ride is going to be out soon. But what was your thought process with that mixtape? Because I know that there's Bed and Suffocate that's re-recorded that's on there. So give me a little insight. Like, what was your thought process when you were recording?
Oh man, just staying busy. I've always had like a catalog of songs that I could put on any kind of project or whatever. I'm always writing and recording and just trying to be creative. And I was approached with an opportunity to put out a mixtape that was financially beneficial for me. So it was like, well, I got the product, so I might as well just go ahead and do it. And it makes sense monetarily for me. So
Right.
that's what we did. You know what I mean? And we put it out. I'm gonna need you to go somewhere with this toy though. My dog is wild. Um, yeah, so we put it out, and that's just kind of like to keep the people at bay. You know what I mean? Just to let them know, because a lot of people's like, "Yo, Jay, stop making music," and a lot of some people that aren't hardcore Jay Holiday fans think that
Right.
my first and only album was Back in My Life. So I'm always constantly trying to feed the people music and just give them something to listen to, and I feel like I'm pretty consistent with my sound, so I just.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you are. I mean, even with vacation, I mean, it's the same consistency, and I think that's missing a lot because I think a lot of R&B artists, a lot of artists that tend to fall in with trends, which you don't. It's like you give us that consistency every time. So it's Jay Holiday on vacation, same Jay Holiday that came out with Bed. It's on the same thing on this vacation. So it's
Right,
more so that consistency. So when we talk about the industry as of right now, which we know that a lot has changed since your debut album.
right.
What is your thought process on R&B right now?
Um, I mean, everybody. I've been asked the question: Is R&B dead? And my answer is always, it's not dead, but it's on life support.
It
You know
is.
what I mean? It's struggling. It's struggling with the COVID right now.
It is.
It's on the ventilator. You know what I'm saying? It's out there. There's a lot of people that are still doing it and still being successful with it. But I feel like because of the way music is being put out now, and R&B is an up close and personal type of genre.
It is. It
You
is.
know what I mean? It's an intimate type of setting.
Mhm.
Even when you do big shows, the shows are still intimate, which is weird. You could do a arena, you could go to an R&B arena show, and it's still intimate some weird way, but that's because of the music. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So, I don't, I'm not into downing people. It's money out here for everybody.
Right.
I like what I like. Do I like what's out right now? Some of it, not all of it. Um, and I feel like as a genre, nobody wants to just name themselves as being an R&B artist anymore because they feel like it's a stigma. But it's
Mhm.
like, for me, I came in R&B. I'm gonna go out R&B whenever that is. But I feel like R&B, could be respected a little better. I feel like the passion isn't there anymore for a lot of people. So
I agree. And Beyonce kind of made a statement a while back in regards to how the is you have more people that are coming in, more people are coming, into the business right now that are just like making singles. Like everybody just making one hit record and then they're done. You know,
right,
then they're done. It's like nobody does a body of work anymore. Nobody's looking for albums anymore.
right,
And if you true R&B artists, they love making bodies of work. Just as yourself, like you said, you have a catalog full of songs. You have things that you can put out at any time, and that's true R&B artists. Like you can listen to your music, and you can listen to that throughout ages. It's timeless. So
right.
with R&B music, you're right. It is an intimate setting. It is a way where like people don't talk about love anymore. Like, people
Yeah.
don't really talk about love anymore. People don't talk about, true relationship problems, and that was the thing I guess that got me with you. It was like when we first heard that single Bed, it was like, okay, who is this guy? Who is this
Okay.
dude that's singing the song?
For
So
sure.
and then it was when Suffocate came into play, it was like, oh wow, so it was like a step up from that. And then now, listening to the mixtape that you have now, it's the same consistency where you're talking about love, you're talking about relationships, things that people can really relate to. And
Mhm.
it's a lot of things that are out there, like, right now that it's relatable, but it's not that true soul R&B. Like I see some people in the chat tonight that basically saying that R&B has lost its soul, and I feel that you don't.
Oh, that hurts. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know, right? So it's the thing is for me, it's just like you said. I feel that it is on life support. I feel that we have a lot of artists. There are a lot of B-side artists that a lot of people and underground artists that a lot of people are not aware of that still keeps the R&B live. You know what I mean?
Right.
That still keeps it relevant. You just have to go find it. A lot of people are on Spotify. A lot of people are on SoundCloud now because of how the industry is. The
I
industry,
mean, you have people like Wolf James, you have people like Ro James, you have, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like you have those straight up and down R&B artists. And I'm speaking of the males because that's what I'm a part of. And you know what I'm saying? I commend those guys for staying
Yeah,
true to the art, you know what I mean?
definitely. And it's one of those things where you sit and you say to yourself, like, where can I find like true R&B music? So I'll go to SoundCloud or go to Spotify or listen to Pandora, and that's where I get my fix from.
Okay. Okay.
And and we're always hearing new artists that comes through. Someone just said that, I think they were saying that your Guilty Conscious album got them through a lot. So shout out, I think it's Aldrich the Goat, so shouts out.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was my relationship album. Like I put everything out there, you know. Every song on that album, was something that I was going through at the time, or
Yeah.
something that I had recently experienced,
Hmm.
or something that I was already kind of like looking into the future, like, oh, this is about to happen, or
Right.
this is what I would say if I had the chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people don't do that no more. And even with the vacation, it's like the first half is, straight up R&B, and then the second half is like, y'all like the hood shit, then here
Yeah.
you go. I give you a little bit of that too. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it is
Yeah.
what it is.
Right, right. So it's more so like a mixture. And, I think nowadays you have to be that way. And it's good that, that you are giving, your listeners, and especially giving me, the opportunity to see both sides of you. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I guess it's just one of those things that for me that I appreciate the most. When you have an artist that comes and give you bare their soul on every project that they have, and like speaking realistic stuff, realistic stuff, so where I can play and I'd be like, I'm going through some stuff right now. Let me put on this single, you know.
Right.
But anyways, moving along, let's talk about your single Ride.
Hmm.
So, where did the concept come from? That's what I want to know, because I know you write. Very
Yeah.
talented writer. So I want to know, where did the concept come from, and what inspired you to really write the song?
Well, we actually had a few writers involved in the concept. The concept was brought to me actually, and shouts out to Milk and Says. That's my family. That's who I've partnered up with to do this album. They're a writing and production, actual husband and wife team.
Okay.
And yeah, so writing these records about love and
Yeah.
getting back into the relationships was easy because they're married. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it's a lot of insight and just talking about how they met, and what he was doing before they got married, or what she was doing
Oh,
before they got married, and then what
okay.
they've collectively come to, as a married couple. And I look up to them. Shouts out to them. Right now they in Africa, you
Oh, wow.
know, getting their breath of fresh air before the new year. So you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Wish them a happy trip and safe travels back.
Yeah.
But yeah. So like with the concept of ride, the name of the album is Time. You
Right.
know, and people don't realize that in any song, in any concept or any lyric, it's time. Most people say you have to do a 3 minute song for it to be, it has to be 3 minutes or shorter
Oh
to
yeah.
get played on the radio,
Oh
and
yeah.
then you can put all the long songs on the album.
Yeah.
So we're just playing around with so many different aspects of time.
Mhm.
And Ride, there's a lyric in Ride where it says, I'll give you the time of your life. you
Oh.
know. So she said, "Oh." So we're playing around with a lot of different, and in that one song, that's the only time that we mention time.
Uh-huh.
But it's it's to it's to basically explain, like, I'll give you the time of your life, but this is a love roller coaster. I want to know if you know how to ride.
Oh wow. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Deep
Like
dive.
that's
Deep dive.
so conceptually, every song ties into each other some way, shape, form, or fashion. And
Okay.
with that song, once I heard it, I said, "Yo, let's get in. Let's make it, you know, um, more tighter and more fitting towards me as an artist." And that's what we did.
Right. So what? Okay. So even the album that will be coming out next year, the name of the album is, like you said, Full Time. So what is your favorite song on the album?
Uh, a song I have that I co-wrote on with Milton Says called "Baptized."
Okay. So tell me about that.
um, it's just basically, you talking about being baptized in the waters.
Uh-huh.
you,
She wants some Jill Scott stuff.
it's subliminal, but not. You
I got
know,
you. I got
um,
you.
yeah, it's just basically asking to be baptized. When you in
Yeah.
church and all of that, and it ties into my background as being a PK,
Right.
and my mother's a preacher, so we try to always be consistent but
Right.
I
Got
love it. It's very slow. It's very smooth. You got the
mhm,
nice high falsetto harmonies and all of that. So
right.
yeah. I
Awesome.
mean, and we have other ones on there, but
Yeah.
that's my personal favorite. Yeah,
Okay.
that's my personal favorite.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So I know we do have a lot of aspiring artists that are pretty much on the chat on the live tonight. So what type of information or what type of advice would you give up and coming artists of what they would need to know in order to make it in this game now?
I always joke and I say just don't do it. You
Oh,
know, but and I say that not being disrespectful or trying to steer any way away from the industry,
mm-hmm,
but you have to have at least two things when you're trying to be in this industry. You have to have the talent
mm-hmm,
and you have to have tough skin.
mm-hmm,
And then if I could say a third thing, it would be you should be knowledgeable, to be able to have conversations and understand not only what does your genre take, but what does it actually take to be within the industry. You
mm,
know, people think that it's just, oh, I got a hot song, I'm hot, I'm on fire, I'm signed, I'm famous, and then you be like, then you hear all these different blog sites and all this, like this person is going through this situation with their label, or
mm-hmm,
this person's going through this situation with their label, and it's because that person didn't take the time to actually gain the knowledge of what it takes past the song, past the video,
right,
past the photo shoots and all of the glitz and glamour that people see. There's a behind the scenes side of it, you know what I
mm-hmm,
mean? And I would just say, just main thing, make sure you are dope at your craft, have tough skin because it's not easy, and and gain as much knowledge as you possibly can.
right. And I also saw that that you are mentoring a few artists as well. Um,
Hmm.
artists that you're working with as well, and which I think that's a great thing to be able to provide them the knowledge that they need, in order to be successful, within this game. So I think, hats off to you for that as well. And, I know a lot of individuals that, are, within the chat tonight. It's the same thing is that, everybody asks a question, of course, of where I guess what would actually be, the major thing that they would need to know as an artist, and what you just stated, the fact of that you really need to learn the business and you need to have the talent. You have a lot of people that are out right now that do not have the talent. They don't have longevity at
At
all.
all. Yeah, the people don't even know what the word longevity means within the industry anymore.
Right.
And you have to have longevity even when it comes to doing what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a passion that goes into that. I don't talk a lot, so I don't know how you do it. You're talking constantly and interviewing people, and but you have the love and the passion for it.
Right.
So it's like I don't really have to really talk until I get into the studio and I'm singing, or I'm
Right.
doing an interview,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm out at a function and I'm performing, and then I have like a meet and greet or something with the
Yeah.
fans or whatever. Other than that, I really ain't got to say nothing. So it's like it's you that passion, boy. You gotta, man, you gotta want it. You gotta want it.
Yeah, I mean you do, and I've done this thing for not just this part, but however I've done the same thing that you've done. I've been doing it since I was 12 years old, so I know
Okay.
outs of the music industry and how it can break you. I mean it's a mental thing, and I remember going in because back then they had what they call development deals, where
Right.
they come in and they develop you, get you
Yeah.
promotion, and
Development
yeah,
deals.
development.
Oh my God. I mean, and it's real
Yeah.
for some artists, but
Hmm.
then for most artists, it's just a way to get you locked in.
It is, and it was one of those things where they develop you. They put you in the studio. You're in the studio for 12 hours, sometimes in there from sun up to sundown, and all you do is in the studio. You write, you listen to music, and
Yeah,
it
media training and all
media
of that.
all of that. Move your body in videos and things like
Yeah,
so it was just one of those things, and they teach you about styling, what you can and cannot wear, and at the same time you really want to be yourself. You really want to, and I think a lot of people, especially artists, don't understand how important it is to be yourself. You have to be yourself. That is in music, your style of clothes. You have to feel comfortable with who you are. A lot of people don't understand that.
but that's also been my biggest issue. being myself. Being myself was having the knowledge of the industry.
Yeah.
I can't help that at 17 I was reading books about contracts and what kind of contracts you sign, what kind of contracts don't you sign.
Right.
Um, I can't help that, I was raised in the church, and even as an R&B artist, I'm not trying to walk around in suits and button downs all day.
Thank you.
Like that's not even how I would like necessarily dress. Let's make a compromise
Hmm.
and figure out how to make it work for everybody
Right.
so everybody's happy. But you're not gonna make me uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Because if I'm uncomfortable, it's gonna look uncomfortable.
It is. It is. And then it's almost where they try to compare you to other artists, and when
Yeah.
you're trying to find your sound, you're trying to really find that what's going to separate you from everybody else. And you did that. You have your signature sound. Everybody knows your voice when it comes on the radio. So it's just one of those things that I think a lot of artists that have come into the industry really have struggled with. You've got a ton of ladies that sound like Beyonce. You got a ton of girls that mimic the Rihannas of Beyonces that are out now. Same
Hmm.
thing as right now, you don't see as many groups. You don't see as many groups that were mimicking or tried to be SWV at that time. When I was in everything, everybody wanted to be a SWV.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted.
702, all of them. Yeah.
Yes, everybody. So and everybody wanted to be boys and men. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
it was just one of those things where you sit back and you say, okay, what separates you from everybody else?
Hmm.
You got to be comfortable, and you got to learn what your sound is for one. So those that are on the live tonight, just understand, like, you have to be comfortable. You cannot try to mimic what somebody else does. Just can't.
You can't. I
Nope.
mean, you can. I've seen a few artists get away with it, and then it becomes their sound.
Lord,
Like they snatch the sound.
I know. And then it's like you see all these beefs. Was this chick stole this? Or
Yeah,
stole
And I
it?
won't say no names. You get it. You
Yeah,
understand where I'm going with that.
yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do. And it's to me, it's just, it's not authentic. I will buy your music if I know that you come from a good place, you're comfortable, and it touches my spirit.
You know what's funny about you saying that? Like my idol, Marvin Gaye, Donny Hathaway.
Mm,
I listened to all of the groups because I was in a group. Um, but once I went solo, that was no longer on my mind. The
mhm.
groups were no longer on my mind. Even when I was in the group, our goal was to sound better than them, not to sound like them, or
But
not. It was to sound better than them.
hmm
And where I might have some Marvin Gaye, nuances or whatever, I just took what I learned because I
right.
liked his sound.
Hmm.
And I'm just like, well, Marvin will never be able to do this again. So, if I could take something from here or I could take something from there and then just
Right.
incorporate it into my sound, I'm probably like 15 artists mixed up into one.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So, and that wasn't on purpose. That's just how it happened. You
Right,
know?
because as an artist, you study your idols. You study people that influence you and influence your sound. And
Right.
that's the same thing, for myself. And like you said, when you listen to your sound and listen to your voice, like you said, you're 15, people into one. So it's like you
Right.
taste of everything, when you listen to your sing, when you listen to your album. So it's more so, like you said, of studying those individuals and making it your own. You know
Right. Exactly.
making it your own. And it's, I think, again, like I said, if it's not authentic, if it doesn't speak to me, I'm not buying it. I'm
Uh,
just not buying it.
Shouts out to T-Pain for ruining the world with this auto tune. Like, nah, nah. T-Pain is the homie, man, and he's
Yeah,
to this day, he's the only one that did it right.
yeah, he is. I mean, he is so creative.
Now
um
that's just my opinion. I
I
don't want nobody
know.
to cancel me for this.
Oh, I mean, he's so creative, and he reminds me so much of Roger Troutman. And Roger, to me, was the best that ever did it when it came to the talk box.
Right.
At the point at back
Right,
then,
Roger.
talk
People don't
box.
even know who Roger is.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so Roger had the talk box, and before it was, to me, considered as auto tune, but Roger had the talk box, and Roger Troutman was a bad dude. Those that are
Yeah,
on live tonight, please make sure you guys go check that
yeah.
out.
And if you
Everybody,
don't,
everybody don't know what Computer Love came from.
computer love, and then if you want to go like even something that they might know,
Yeah.
California love.
Yes.
You
Yes,
know what I mean? Like, you know Tupac, you know California Love. That was Roger.
that was Roger Troutman. Exactly. Exactly. So
And then of course you had the Teddy Riley who
yes.
patterned himself, you know, kind of
Yeah.
after that. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I mean it's a lot, that we can go on and on and talk about. But I just want to thank you for for coming on tonight, chatting with me, and talking about the industry within a whole, and then talking about your new single Bride. Make sure you guys go cop that January 18th. It will be dropping on all social platforms, so make sure you guys check that out. And then he's also, you guys, coming out with an album called Time, so make sure you guys cop that as well, which I know I will. So I just want, before you leave, I know you got things you got to do. So just tell everybody where they can reach you, such as your social media platforms.
Man, social media platform. Nah. No, I have a Facebook. You know, Facebook was never my thing. I opted out of college, and I know it started as a college
Yeah.
platform, and then it kind of got bigger than that. But Instagram, King J Holiday, you know, and if it's not King J Holiday and that's it, it's not me. It's a fake page.
Oh
Report
yeah.
it and do that. And but nah, yeah, King J Holiday, and I've recently gotten into, trying to post more and stuff like that. You know, I'm not really a social media head. I
Yeah.
just signed up to Clubhouse, so you can go find me on Clubhouse under the same handle, King J Holiday.
Okay.
Um, and also, I got a movie coming out January 15th, called Conflicted. The link is in my bio. You gotta buy access. It's a virtual premiere, but if you want to support me and you're true to your support, then support me. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You guys, make sure you guys go watch that as well. And thank you again, Jay Holiday, for coming on tonight, kicking it with me. Shouts out to Press Magazine as well, for sponsoring Industry Conversations 101. I'm your girl Nisha, aka Nisha the Voice. We out. Thank you, Jay Holiday.
Right, right. Ladies, get your ride game up.
Yes.
Go to Victoria's Secret or get your candles, get your Bath and Body Works, whatever you need to do. Get your ride game up. We getting y'all back in the bedroom.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much, Jay Holiday.
No problem.
All right. Happy holidays and good night.
You too.